attracting disasters in golf. Here we're going to take a look at the golf courses that just were never built. Here with the Parfessor, the top golf courses that we thought you would be playing by now. And you can see right now, some courses might never be built, but we're going to take a look at some of those courses that were
Starting
failures.
off at number 5, we have Dos Pueblos Golf Course located in California. This is between a battle with two golf designers, California Coastal Commission. Now, the story dates back to the early 90s where there was a plan to put together a golf course. The city backed it. They thought it was a good idea to have some sort of growth within this area to kind of bring people over to play golf. We got the Santa Barbara coastline, so why not put another course here? 1994, the project reached out to two golf designers. At the time, they weren't that famous, even though they were partnered up since 1986. They didn't have any staple golf courses that you're seeing today. Krisha and Bill Core, who put together some amazing golf courses since then, but this was a big struggle of theirs. So how did it all start? Well, there was some local surfers who originally appealed with the commission. They made the sense that it got in their way. It was a safety hazard if there was golf balls floating around their way of path down to the beach. Nevertheless, that wasn't the reason the course never was built, but it was a factor to slow down the process. The company that owned this area was an oil company. They couldn't use the land anymore, so they're the ones that were pushing for the golf course, reaching out to the golf designers. Years went back and forth. Now, the Coastal Carolina Commission, they can develop within 1,100 miles along California, so they have the make or break approval process for these type of plans, and unfortunately, this was never built. We're not going to dive into it too much. There's some nice courses here, and there's some AI footage that we were able to pull of what the course would look like if it was approved. An interesting story, but that's what we're here for with the Parfessor now moving us into number 4. And this one is straight out of a Hollywood movie, so we're going to have to head over to Beverly Hills, where Beverly Hills Country Club was supposed to be this elite private golf course, and it never was. It was in the early 1960s, located in Higgins Canyon, where there was a plan in 1963 to build a golf course. This was at the height of the Vietnam War, and this was plans to build the most expensive golf course during the Vietnam War. And with Robert Trent Jones Sr. being tasked to put this together, there's some other big names like Jimmy Hall and other major mobsters who helped try to develop this golf course, but greed started to play a major factor. A price tag originally of 1.5 million turned into 15 million, and in 1967 it went over 25 million. It was an aggressive golf course from what Robert Trent Jones Sr. was quoted saying. And he had a soft spot for this course being built. It was located in a unique area. They actually had the LA County develop a road just to move dirt out of this area, and they needed 4 lanes total. With Jimmy Hall controlling the Teamsters, there's just a lot of back and forth. And fortunately, by 1968, this course just kind of fell and crashed, one would say, and never was built. There's a lot of history here, and maybe some parts of history that we got wrong that we need to revisit. Write down in the comment section anything you know about this course and any information you want to provide on this list. We want to turn it into a Reddit type feel while we look at some of the courses like this one. Even though it's private, I wouldn't be playing it anytime soon. There's a good chance it would have altered golf history because it had so many big names back in the 60s and early 70s that would have been playing this course outside of the LA area. Course is an interesting one, and we're going to rely on almost Reddit and the internet as our source here. We can't confirm nor deny it, but one of these elite golf courses like Pine Valley, you're not going to find that type of history. Well, there was supposed to be a women's only golf course that dates back before 1920. Now, George Crump wanted to build a golf course, a smaller one, outside of the undeveloped area. There's a lot of undeveloped areas you can see on a map. Overall, this was really brought to light by Tom Paul, and we can't find as much information as we can. We might have to go to a local library if we want to dig in more. If you have any information on this course, this one again predates 1920s, and imagine what impact it would have had on women's golf, at least up to the 20s to 50s to 60s. Pine Valley, if you don't know, is the #1 golf course year in and year out by almost every major golf outlet. It monopolized top golf course list and put people like my channel out of business trying to find now public golf courses that you could play, and interesting ones like this list here. Let's take a look now as we head back to the West Coast and keep the theme of golf history still relevant. Talking about Seth Raynor, the Raynor at Cypress Point. Now, I'm not sure if that would have been the name of the golf course, but there was another course outside of Cypress Point that Seth was originally supposed to design that course there at Cypress Point. That was handed off to another famous golf designer because of Seth's death. But when we go a little bit further back, there was plans for a 36-hole course located in Del Monte, at least discovered in the National Archives. There was a routing map of some 36 holes here that was supposed to exist. That was later sold, the land, to the Navy. Overall, this is an interesting story. There's a lot of kind of facts that we're trying to learn about Cypress Point, the golf course that was constructed. Even that original map designed by Seth himself kind of looks very close to the map that we're seeing today, which was designed by famous golf architect Alexander McKenzie. It's now going to leave us with just one more golf course to take a look at, but it's important to note we need your comments down below, and even if we get a positive response, we might do a video trying to dive into some of the history behind these courses that we listed and also other courses that should have been on this list of top golf courses. We're trying to provide you some educational golf content and some of the best educational golf content money can buy, and some interesting stories along the way. So let's take a look at #1 on this list. Now, it's important to note this is a Reddit type feel, so we want your comments and other courses we missed. This was a hard list to put together. Let's head on over to Villanova for #1, the GMGC at Ardrossan Farms, which it was battle between the golf course designers, the township, and many other third parties. Considered to be the greatest golf course never built by Coors and Crenshaw designers. There was also some other collaborators trying to help build this course located in Villanova, Pennsylvania. One of the holes was unquestionably be instantly one of the most unusual and greatest golf holes in history, at least the world. That's what it's saying on this Reddit field. And the foundation was already there. There was a farm, so all you had to do was put some tee boxes and grow some grass. And the course was completely routed and designed on paper, but of course it wasn't approved by the township. In Lower Marion Township, where this is located, where Marion Golf Club, it's a historical golf course, just for reference. It was one of the toughest townships for zonings. Numerous stories all over Reddit, just the internet, about houses trying to be built could take up to 10 years when they're finally approved. And this course really did fall victim to zoning. There's also some interesting stories that were at least going around that Guelph Hills, the other golf course, had a potential of closing in favor of this new course. Now, I wasn't exactly sure what type of zoning forced the golf course never to be built, but ironically there's a few other courses, private courses right next to it. There's a ton of private course in this area. It's a very exclusive area. I'm not sure if that had anything to do with it, but nevertheless this course was never built, and it's arguably, at least on the internet, the #1 golf course never built. You can see it's a beautiful area for a golf course. Hopefully it would have been public. Wishful thinking. That's going to do it for our list. Keep a lookout for more videos to come. We typically do golf reviews in the Philadelphia area, so some of these golf courses that we're zooming out, we actually played and did way better videos than this. Keep a lookout for more videos to come. This is the Par Professor.